Tyson, with Clark as the defensive coordinator this season, what kind of changes can we expect to see from the defense compared to last year?
Yeah, I think like he's made a strong emphasis on just knowing what we're doing, being in the right places, just emphasis on a lot of details. So I think that, he's going to clean up, a lot of the mistakes we've had in the past, just simply off of detail and just everything that we're doing, just being really specific in the wording and having the same language and communication. So,
what would you say has been the biggest adjustment on the secondary since last year?
I think we've created like a group family mentality. Like we're on top of each other all the time. We're correcting each other. Young guys getting on older guys if we're not up to standard, or older guys getting on younger guys. And I think it's a lot of competition. I think we have a lot of great athletes in the room. So it just breeds a lot of competition and makes us a lot better. So.
Tyson, defensively, which freshmen have stood out to you so far?
Yeah, I think Jalen Lackey's been coming along well. I think he's been learning the playbook and very receptive to correction, and I think he's doing really well and coming along. So.
How much of a leadership role have you had to take on this year?
Yeah, I think I've stepped into that more. Just being older, it's kind of weird now. This is my last year, but I think I've kind of stepped into that role more and just kind of help younger guys along or give advice of what I would want to do if I was in their shoes. So things like that.
What would you say you're trying to work on the most heading into this season?
Yeah, I think over the summer I put a strong emphasis in like my press technique. That's something I really wanted to work over the summer, and I think that's been showing up in practice. So that's something I'm continuing to work on every day, and just overall just want to just compete and just become a dominant player on the field. So that's just what I'm working towards.
Taylor seems like he brings the energy every day. What has he brought to the room?
Yeah, I think a lot of a competitive spirit. I think he's very vocal. I think he keeps a lot of guys accountable, and I think he's just a fun player to be around. He's a great personality, so I think he's a great person to be around. So.
Going up against the quarterbacks, especially guys like Nate and Diego, they seem to be pretty athletic and move pretty well. What kind of problems does that cause for defenses?
I think you just have to plaster your routes. The play's never over. They're very mobile. They can move around. They're smart guys. So you just have to stay on top of your guy. And it just makes us better because like when we go against other teams, it's going to be a lot of the same type of quarterbacks moving around. You have to plaster your guys. So I think it just helps us for the season. So I think they're doing a great job of that.
With there being some new guys out of this offseason, what was kind of your communication like with the staff in terms of like you returning and kind of fitting into a room that's so different?
Ask that again.
The room's obviously very different and a lot of new guys. What was your kind of communication with the staff on how you kind of fit into that?
It was no question. Like I always planned stay here. It's never like anything about like leaving or anything. It was always my plan since I got here. To stay here all 4 years. I've always wanted to see this thing through and just help any way I can win and just get to a bowl game this year. So that's been my focus since day one. So.